Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So I'm pretty sure you guys are already caught up with this little baby situation with his baby mama Ayesha. Basically, I don't feel like she was just being bitter. At the same time, I feel like she needs to just not depend on this man. Like he said, he bought you a house, he bought your sister a house, and it's like, we know he been giving you money, so you should have been saving up that money. You can also do for yourself as well. Let me not just say, oh, he giving you money so you can do this. You should be able to have your own hustle, doing your own thing. That way you don't have to depend on no man. Anyways, Jada and Lil Baby both responded to Ayesha, and here are some of the things that they had to say. Jada said, I don't care how hard life get, I'ma keep some money put up. I never touch and keep my own place, even if I don't use that B. Cause whatever a ninja got ain't mine. I'm far from dumb. I won't ever let nobody little girl me. And you know she's referring to Ayesha. Then Jada said, and that's a general statement to the people commenting on why I have what I have. Like, no, I'm here with my man because I want to be, not because I have to be. Sometimes you just love who you love. Nobody can change that. Now, good day. Then Ayesha responded to Jada and said, as she should, and with Lil Baby giving her a weekly allowance to maintain her and her son's life is easier. He does not support me and Jason in that matter because he's mad at me, but trust, I work for mine and do it without Lil Baby. Ayesha can say all of this. She can put this on Instagram, Twitter, wherever she want to put it, but at the end of the day, this video got you sounding a certain type of way. It got it sounding like you depending on Lil Baby to do for you, because you're saying that, oh, it took 2 years. It's been 2 years since Lil Baby said he was going to give me a car, and I'm going to bring that up as well. But it's like, you shouldn't wait 2 years for no man to get you no car, sweetie. And then you talking about you having to get in the car. Well, you have to get in Ubers with your son. It's like, you need to do better than that, sis. Like, if you're saying that you're risking your child's safety, maybe you should not risk your child's safety. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to what Lil Baby said about the car he did get her. Lil Baby responded to his baby mama and said, my kids beyond well taken care of. Somebody said, Cap, your oldest son's school tuition ain't paid, which means he ain't enrolled because they took him off the list. Therefore, he's not in school. Equals you ain't taking care of him, to be honest. Lil Baby responded and said, that's cap. People do anything for attention. First of all, my son isn't in real school. Second of all, I've been paying tuition 2 years for my son to go to school half the time. And that's my point. She didn't rant about tuition. She ranted about a car. And that's true. She did say something about the tuition, but when she decided to finally speak out and get on live or whatever, she spoke about a car, not about Lil Baby paying his school tuition. Somebody else responded to Lil Baby and said, man, just get her a Honda and call it a day. Lil Baby responded and said, I bought her a Range Rover, but she ain't get it because she's irresponsible. She get her priorities together. The car is sitting in my garage waiting on her. So basically, like she said, she was telling the truth that, oh, Lil Baby is holding this car of me, blase, blase. But he said, if you get your priorities straight, you can get the car. She said she had a car, but the transmission went out or whatever. Like she said she had a car, but the transmission was messed up, and she asked Lil Baby, can he pay for it? At the end of the day, if you just have the money yourself, work for yourself, and stop depending on Lil Baby, you won't have to ask him for it. Yes, I understand you asking him since he has it because you don't have it, but you need to go ahead and do what Jada said. You need to go ahead and boss up. That way you ain't got to ask Lil Baby for nothing. You ain't got to depend on him for nothing, and that's it. So that's it for the video, guys. You let me know what you think about Lil Baby and his girlfriend Jada responding to Ayesha, you know, basically spilling all the tea on the drama that's going on between them. If you haven't checked out my recent video, guys, make sure you do, and also make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and thanks for watching.
Where I'd be like, oh shit, he coming around. Finna promise some shit. It ain't never gonna happen. Like, me and my close friends, we actually make jokes out of it. I'm like, oh God, he said he's gonna do this. Let's see if it happens. No, seriously, no, we do. But anyway, he does it a lot. Like, he'll get in his mood swings and he'll be like, fuck it, I'm not doing shit. And he'll be like, yeah, we kind of figured that. But anyway, he comes around again this year and he's like, hey, I want to get you and Jason a car. Now, this year, my car actually went bad. A part in my transmission went out where I needed to get it fixed. And the part was like, I think it was like $3,000 to get my transmission done. And then it was like I had an issue with the axles on my car. So I've actually had my car since I gave birth to my son. Like, me and Jason have been driving the same car since I brought him home from the hospital. I have a Q50 Infiniti of 2016. So my car messed up this year, and he comes around and he's like, I'm going to get you guys a car. So I'm like, okay. The car would have actually been right on time because I don't live in Atlanta. I live like an hour out of Atlanta. And I started like taking just like black cars, Ubers, to go handle my business when I have to go do stuff in the city. And it was costly. So when he said I was calling him about a car, I was calling him about a car that he offered me. Not to for him to buy me a car. He actually told me that he bought me a car for Mother's Day. He called me, he got my name, he got my driver's license number, he did all of this stuff. And it was like a month after Mother's Day, and he still had not gave me the car. Whole time, my car is messed up. And I explained to my mom, like, hey, listen, one night I was headed away on my hour drive home, and it was raining. And like I said, the axles are bad on my car. So the car, like, damn near did a 360 on the expressway with the water. Like, the water and the rain made it really hard to drive. So I'm like, listen, I called him. I was like, hey, this car is dangerous to drive. And, you know, me and Jason really do need a car. And he was like, okay, I'm going to give you the car. But the whole time I'm feeling like he's holding this car and he's holding the benefit. So at this point, I kind of feel like I'm in a situation where he's dangling what he can do or has done over my head, and he just wants to play like mind games with that. And it's like, it's a month after Mother's Day, and I'm on the expressway, and all of a sudden my car stops allowing me to accelerate. So I'm like, what the fuck? I ended up taking my car to the shop, and they told me that my transmission has bad, and I'm 1,000 miles over my warranty. So I'm calling him back like, hey, you said you bought us a car. This is the second year in a row you promised us a car. My transmission is bad. My axles are bad. And Jason actually needs a car. Like, are you going to give us the car? Like, what's taking you so long to give us this car? But he's being him. So, of course, you guys know we're living in the middle of a pandemic, and me and Jason are taking these costly rides back and forth to get to the grocery store or to the city, wherever we have to go. And we're in and out of the car with complete strangers, you know, pretty much putting ourselves in a position to actually catch COVID-19 if one of our drivers could have possibly had it, because they've been driving around people all day. Some of you may be looking at it like, well, you should get your car fixed, and that's fine, like, which is what I ended up doing. But at the same time, I'm like, do anybody look at it and be like, damn, baby, like, why are you being petty like this? And it's like, he tries to be petty towards me, but he puts Jason in a bad situation. Like, even if you feel like, Ayesha, fuck you, you don't deal with me no more, it's like, Jason is in and out of Ubers, and you offered us a car for the second time 2 years in a row. I do not let, when he does petty shit like